Like all things, beauty will fade, but what will remain is the inside beauty. So I cultivate that far more than the external beauty. You should try to do the same by not calling others ugly. I would not act like an orc if I were you, if you were interested in being truly beautiful. For beauty is something that an orc can never find, because their heart is not open enough to find it, and find the beauty inside themselves as well as in others. I'm sorry. You thought I cared about your opinion of me. To think that I would even entertain your opinion of me. For do you not know my heart? Do you not know my mind? Do you not know my spirit? No, you do not. So you are not a very good judge of my beauty, are you? It would be wiser to cultivate a beauty of the heart. And with you making comments like that, unfortunately, that's not a very good start, is it? My Gavada Melanin, welcome back to my channel where I talk about what would the elves do. An interesting thing has come to mind. Some people have asked me, what would you do if you were called ugly? And I have personal experience with this because I've never been called ugly to my face before, except when I was a child and in my younger ages. But recently, because I have a lot of videos about me through some of the media outlets that have decided to use my story as sensationalism, I have gotten some very nasty comments by people who do not know me and who do not care about getting to know me, and they leave terrible comments about how ugly I am. Well, this is my response to them, as well as to give others pointers of how to take in that information and to really not do anything with it, because it's truly not a reflection of you personally. Beauty is something that many people are becoming more and more aware of, that it has nothing to do with the outside superficial beauty, although that can be very temporary and it can attract people. The most lasting beauty is inside. And that's truly what I feel is what I have cultivated in my life. And I am proud of that fact. I'm happy that I have not worked on the external beauty as much as I have the internal beauty inside of me. So for that, I can be happy about. The other thing I would say is if people don't see your beauty and they call you ugly, this is more a reflection of who they are. It shows how they view life and what they think is beautiful and what is not. Sometimes people are being very honest and they'll say, I just think that they're ugly. And that's their opinion. That's how they see beauty. But then other people might not be so honest. And it actually might come from a place of jealousy or envy, or even a place of just anger. Take no insults to you as so personally detrimental to who you are. It really is not a label that is going to be put on you. It is only just one matter of perspective and opinion. And even those that are in Hollywood and as celebrities and are seen as very beautiful, you will see that people comment about how ugly they are. So really, beauty is truly relative. And as I said, the more beauty that you work on internally, the more beautiful that you will be, regardless of what people will say. Those who truly love you, those who truly recognize the true beauty of you inside, they will see that in you. And that's really all that matters. It does not matter about the opinion of other people who want to show their orcish heart in that very moment. That's not really what matters. What matters is the people that are close to you and the people that can understand who you truly are. So that's how I have learned how to deal with the insults and the comments. And I would like to say that the elven light is not the type of beauty that you would see even in Lord of the Rings or in kind of a model-esque version of what elves are. They were noticed for their elven light that they carried inside. Tolkien called them the fair kind. And the fair kind to him, this is what he meant about beauty. Elves and men are represented as biologically akin in this history. because elves are certain aspects of men and their talents and desires incarnated in my little world. They have certain freedoms and powers we should like to have, and the beauty and peril and sorrow of the possession of these things is exhibited in them. So that's what the elven beauty was. It was all these things wrapped up in a greater power, in a more uninhibited form of expression than sometimes mankind showed. So elven light beauty is really the beauty of wisdom, the beauty of experience and applying the wisdom in order to be known as truly wiser beings, and to be always fair, to be kind, and to really live with a sense of integrity and dignity. These are all things that truly cultivate beauty of the heart and of the mind and of the soul. And that's really what the elven beauty was about. It was not so much about being a model or looking like a model. It was more about just cultivating the aspects of what is beautiful. And that is really the true beauty, the elven light that Tolkien talked about. The elven light has nothing to do with the superficial beauty. It is about what is inside. But creatures like the orcs could not see that. And they couldn't even recognize in external beauty as well. They thought the elves were hideous and ugly creatures, and they could only see their own beauty from a hidden point of view, shadowed beyond their ugliness in their heart and in their cannibalism and behaviors towards others. So this is how I would respond to those that would call you ugly, those that have called me ugly. Your opinion does not quite matter in the scheme of the larger picture of things, because, like I said, you do not know who I am. I am not connected to you. You do not have personal experience with me. Now, if somebody in my life who had personal experience with me got to know me as a person, got to hang out with me and was friends with me and saw my behaviors and things like that on a very close personal basis, and they called me ugly, well, then that would hurt. That would be a far more deep reaching type of lesson for me. A mirror to see how my behaviors have altered me into being an ugly person to that person who used to be close to me. So that's something that I would pay attention to, is if somebody that I loved and that was close to me and of value to me would actually call me ugly versus those that do not know me. If somebody just starts calling you ugly and makes fun of you and puts out rumors about you, do they really know you? Are they really a friend? Do they really know the inner workings of your mind? And can they actually be somebody that can actually hang out with you and know you for sure? Then they really don't know how beautiful you are. They really don't know that. And so it comes from a lack of wisdom on their part, and they're just spouting out nonsense then that really should hold no true water to how you feel about yourself. And that's how I feel about the comments. When I see comments about me not being beautiful or not as beautiful as the elves, it just makes me sad that somebody would actually put that comment on the internet for others to see the place of where their heart is. And just know that it comes from a place of lack from that person that decides to put that comment on the internet for all to see. And that's really how I see it. When I see someone saying someone is ugly, it's just sadness to me, because then I just see where that actual comment is coming from. It's coming from either jealousy, envy, or a place of just unrest and unhappiness and anger and wanting to lash out at others for no reason. Something that I have been awakening to further is also the idea that to the limited mind, one would see beauty in one certain aspect through a small tunnel. But through the awakened mind, one's idea and perception of beauty expands. And so you see the beauty all over and everywhere. And so I would say that when someone leaves a comment in this way, it gives more of an indication of where they are spiritually and where they are in their state of enlightenment and their types of perceptions in the world. And it's a harsh reality, but many people are leaving very strong clues of where they are for all to see when they leave comments like this on the internet, because that comment has nothing to do with the actual subject. It is more about projection and showing what is actually going on inside of the commentator. And that's how I would see comments in that way. I would also see people talking to me in person. So if you're dealing with bullies right now in your life, then understand that they are coming from a very limited view of what beauty is as well. Are they able to see beauty in all things, in all forms, in all shapes, in all colors, in all sizes? No, they are not. So once again, they're in that small little tunnel, and all you can do is feel sorry for people like that and hope one day that they too will have some kind of expansion, some kind of spiritual awakening and realization. And so you can only just wish them love and hope for the best and move on and walk your way and ignore the opinions of those that have no wisdom behind them. Just as the high elves would do, they would pay no attention to what the orcs said about them. They would keep on either hunting them, defending against them, or simply ignoring them. And that's what I would say how to handle those who would call you ugly or any other insult to try to take you down. Those are your options. And just move on towards people who actually can see the true beauty of you, because their eyes and their heart are open to actually know who you really are.